Sheriff's was 3 out of 5 for 16 yards. Malik was 2 out of 5 for 1. Running the ball, Gus, 7 carries for 13. Crispian Atkins, new walk-on young man, 4 carries for 20. Yearby, 4 carries for 25. Travis Homer, 7 carries for 22. Gray, 2 carries for 6 yards. Are we saying that, hey,
Yes,
we
sir.
saying number 1 that didn't get to carry 1 ball?
What's that?
Walton? He didn't get to carry 1 ball? He
Yeah.
may not have.
No, he is. Oh, did we not put him in there?
I don't see it. But
Okay. Yeah, we'll add him in there.
All right, well, as I'm talking, maybe you can get some of that.
Yeah.
Receiving, Herndon had 2 for 24. Bruce had 2 for 7. White Chicolo, 2 for 10. Braxton Berrios, 3 for 75 yards and 1 touchdown. Coley had 3 for 35. Malcolm Lewis had 1 for 12. Dayall Harris had 2 for 80. And Marquez Williams had 2 for 16. Mark Walton running stats are frantically being done. All right, this will be, I'd like to go in order, but we couldn't sort it out. So I'm just going to go as it comes. Grace had 3 tackles, if you want to know that. Muhammad had 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks for minus 16 yards. Thomas, 3 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks for minus 7. And again, it's hard to call a sack when we're not actually sacking the quarterback, but when we think we have them kind of dead to rights, we let the official call it a sack. Shaq Quarterman had a tackle. Gordon Neer had 3. Johnson had 4 tackles, 2 forced fumbles. McLeod had 3 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a fumble recovery. Harris had 5 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks for minus 15. Pinckney had 3 tackles. Knowles had 4 tackles. Finley, our young safety, had 5 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 sack. Cornelder, 2 tackles. Jenkins, 2 tackles and a pass breakup. McIntosh, 3 tackles. Mays, 1 tackle, 1 pass breakup, and 1 interception. Is that the one that was for a touchdown?
Yes.
That was for a touchdown. All right, Jackson had 1 tackle, 1 pass breakup, 1 fumble recovery. Stavitsky, 3 tackles. We're still going. Perry, 3 tackles. Bethel, 2 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. Hardy, 1 tackle. Smith, 3 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, minus 4. Carter, 1 tackle. Norton, 2 tackles. Willis, 2 tackles. Young, Malik, Young, 2 tackles. McCray, 2 tackles. Is that Henley?
Yes.
1 tackle, Henley. Dunn got on the board with a tackle. All right, what do you want to know?
Well, I guess we heard the stats, but who did you like today?
Well, we went 1s versus 2s. So our 1 offense, when it was all said and done, had a pretty good day, but we had a pick, 6, and we had a fumble that would have probably, could have got us beat. You take the turnovers out, pretty good day, but you can't take the turnovers out, unfortunately. A couple drop balls. I mean, Kyle was 16 and 19, so we threw and caught the ball well, and I think at least 1 was a drop and maybe 2. The other one was a pick, 6, and that's on me, really more than him, to be honest with you. He was throwing a route on rhythm, and I told him to throw it. I told those guys to throw it no matter what. And in practice, we're not going to lose a game on it. So really, he did exactly what I asked him to do, and it turned into a pick 6. So really, that was on me. Brad was very sharp. The other quarterbacks, I've got to kind of watch it. Obviously, there were some statistics that say 3 for 3 or 2 for 5 or whatever it may be, but that doesn't always tell the story because we grade accuracy over the completion percentage. So and the decisions that these guys make. A few runs spit, not a lot. I thought defensively we played the run pretty darn good. The number 1 defense would have had probably as many sacks as we recorded. I think they'd have had every one of those. So they really were, coming off the edge and creating issues for that number 2 line. Trying to think about anything else in particular. You know, one of the blessings is nobody got banged up. I mean, well, some of you might have got banged up, but no one got hurt to the point where they had to come off the field for any reason, which was a huge blessing. So that's kind of what I'll say as far as my observation. When we did get the farther away we were, we didn't really drive the ball well. When we went minus 25, minus 35, I think 50-yard line plus 40, and then a plus 16 drive. So kind of what tends to happen in a game. You know, the drives that started on the 50 and 40, offense did extremely well. The drives that started on the other side of the 50, we couldn't execute well enough to go down the field, whether it was a turnover or missed assignment or whatever it may be. We did do some situations, 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, and the ones on each side of the ball, you know, won the drill in my opinion. The one offense did well, the one defense did well. We let the threes rep. We let the threes get reps, and there's just too many guys that have no earthly idea what to do on just day 1 plays. But that's what happens, first scrimmage of your life. In college, you get a little nervous, you just forget everything. You can't even get lined up. And so we had some of that going on with the young guys. It was kind of a cluster offensively with the threes. But they got to go through it. They got to go through it.
So Mays picked off Kaya for the touchdown?
I think was that Mays?
Yes.
Yes.
And I guess what happened on the touchdown that he threw was to Braxton?
It was just a go around.
Okay.
Go around.
With the 1s and 2s, were there any penalty problems? Are guys getting it?
We had a few penalties, but I didn't think it was just a massive amount of penalties. And we had ACC officials, and I told them, call it like you called in the game. But we had a holding on a screenplay you should never have. I'm trying to think of any defensive penalties. I don't know. We didn't really keep track of that, but I don't remember any defensive penalties. We didn't have any alignment issues, any of that pre-snap stuff. We probably had, we might have had another holding, I don't know, somewhere along the way, but not a lot of penalties, which was good.
Overall, though, seems like you're encouraged. You know, first one.
Yeah, you know, it's, you know, the other thing too is you set up a scrimmage kind of like the same you might have done it for years, and it took X amount of time. Like this scrimmage ended fast, but it wasn't because we went less plays, it's just because we went less time in between plays with the tempo. So back in the old day, you'd call play, get in the huddle, call play, get in the huddle, call play, get in the huddle. And that whole thing probably, I don't know if it had doubled in time, but it had been close to being double the amount of time. So when you go no huddle, even the scrimmages go faster the first time.
I know you gave us the stats, but was there anyone you felt really kind of stepped up and took took ownership of the moment of it being, you know, a scrimmage? Did anyone just kind of turn it up a little bit?
I just been very pleased with Brad. Brad's been very, very solid in today, just locked in, taking care of business. Njoku had a really nice, we had a 3rd and maybe 9 or 10 or something like that. And he caught the ball short of the sticks by 2 or 3 yards, and guys were BBing him, you know, and he kept his balance and kept his feet and made a nice run. Same thing with Yearby. Yearby had a play where he probably got hit 2 yards short of the sticks, but he just battled, just fought to get that first down on those 3rd down situations. You know, the edge pressure all day was more than we could really handle as a number 2 line for sure.
How about the corners?
You know, I know we had a busted assignment on that long. We had a long throw to Dale. Was it Dale had 80 yards, and one of them was just a long play, but the reality was it was a total bust in coverage. I don't know if the corner was supposed to be, the safety inverted weak, so my guess is the corner was supposed to have him, but I don't know for sure. The safety might have been the one making the mistake. He might have should have been in 2 deep over there. So when you had a corner playing hard or playing, you know, press, not press, but like look like cover 2, where the safety would be back there. Well, the safety inverted, which made me feel like maybe that he missed the assignment to be back, or he was right and the safety shouldn't have inverted. But the bottom line was nobody was out there, and we protected well enough, thankfully. And we, you know, you can miss a wide open guy, happens all the time. So it was a good job of putting the ball on the receiver there. I thought, you know, corners did good. What we got to be careful of is when we break on the ball, we got to make sure we're securing the tackle too. You know, if you break it, you better get it. Because if you don't get it, he'll catch it and go for a touchdown. But the pick six was it was a great play, and I thought he played it well.
Do you still feel like, I know you said you're going to look at the film, do you still feel like it's Brad, everybody else in the pack down
It
here?
sure was going into this thing. I think the pack of twos, I thought they were locked in pretty good, but it's been frustrating to try to figure out who that guy is, and I talked to him last night about it, that there's a possibility after the scrimmage we may start ripping one guy with the twos and then one guy with the threes and getting that guy ready. I don't know if we'll do that or not. After I look at the tape, I'll decide, and I know you'll all be asking me that, but right now I don't know for sure. But I also said if somebody gets named number two, like tomorrow, if you're 3 or 4, don't cry. You'll still get reps, and it could change between now and then, really and truly, because I don't see anybody coming out of the crowd. I see a cluster of people, good things, bad things, and there's some redeeming qualities in every one of them. They're all doing some very nice things, but they're also doing some things that give me pause as to naming them the number 2.
All right,
You guys
last
do any-
question, guys.
Oh, well, special teams.
I'll go for a while.
Did you guys do any
There's
special
no
teams?
players, right?
No.
So we'll go a little bit.
Thank you. Did you do any special teams work today?
No, that was yesterday. Yesterday afternoon was all special
I'm
teams.
glad that wasn't the last question.
Well, I'm sorry. We did have extra point field goal.
Keep it going.
Okay, so what's field goals? How did Mike do?
He might have made every one. Did y'all look at field goals, extra points?
Yeah, he did get every one of them.
I think our number 1 guy, Badge, made everything he kicked, and then one with the second team guy, nice kick. Thought it was in. I was turning around, and at the very end, it hit the goal post and bounced back. I forgot who that was. Y'all know who that was?
Badgley.
Oh, Badgley's hit the upright?
Yeah, 2 for 3.
Okay, he was 2 for 3. I thought it was the second team guy.
Mark, what's the latest with Pinckney? And I know you said earlier.
Pinckney got reps. I mean, he practiced. I'll have to look at the tape. He's been hobbling around a little bit with some kind of soft tissue issue. But he went today. I'll see how well he moved. But we did every test you could to maybe give him peace that he's okay, and he went. So that was good.
Sounds like it's something he just has to play through.
Yeah, it's hard. And some guys, I think he's a guy that he's just never been hurt. So he doesn't really even know what a pulled muscle is. Is it truly a pull, or did he just cramp? Because what happens sometimes when you get a cramp and it tightens up your hamstring, you're like, oh, I pulled it, but sometimes it's just constricted the cramp, and you don't really understand the difference. And from what Vinny's saying and what the doctors are saying, that he has tremendous strength in that area, and they don't see any weakness at all. So we're thinking he's okay. We got one more.